Welcome to the BatX Release Show, Wednesday, May 24th. I'm Josh Ingles. He's Derek Carty. These are his numbers. Welcome, Derek. Another profitable day. May's been good to us. 10.75 units plus 2.65 yesterday. We got into some niche markets. We may or may not get into them today. How are we feeling today, Derek?
Feeling good. Yesterday was great. May's been great. We got off to a rocky start to the year in April, but variance is starting to turn our way a little bit, which is nice. We have a few good plays today. A couple of them. One of them I think we lost entirely. Another one we've lost quite a bit of value on. So the markets are moving, but we have some good stuff out there.
And it's Wednesday. That means we get afternoon betting.
Oh, yeah.
I believe last Wednesday we cashed everything before I had a mouth of dinner. So let's keep going. I think we have some late plays. This is the release procedure. We'll tell you what book has the best price on the prop we're going to bet. We'll give you some secondary books as well if those are available. Then we'll tell you what game we're betting on. Give you some time, find the game. Then we'll tell you what prop market we're betting on. Again, giving you some time. Then we'll tell you the team the player is on, who the player is, the bet, and the over-under. And we get to that number, and hopefully everybody can get it available. Yesterday, some people didn't get a number just because we were betting into an inefficient market. So sometimes those are the breaks. And as we mentioned at the end of our release yesterday, there is real risk of losing accounts when beating closing line value with Derek's numbers. Let's just preface that.
Oh, yeah.
It's a real thing, and some people value their account more so than a winning bet, but I mean, sooner or later, if you're a winner better, you're gonna be losing accounts. So Derek's numbers, we're closing with great closing line value day in and day out. So if you're in the chat, like everybody who here comes Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, helps us all out. Do us a favor, hit the like, subscribe button. Goes a long way. And I mean, Derek's here giving out free releases, and we're banking money in May. So let's get right to it. We got some plays. First release, 365. Secondary books include BetMGM, Betano, The Score, FanDuel, Unibet, BetRivers, other Canby books. Some widely available numbers. Matt Berger says DK never reopened the Palacios.
No, they didn't.
That's funny. The game in question, Toronto at Tampa Bay. The Blue Jays at the Rays. Toronto at the Trop. Head over to player props if you're at 365. Go to the second tab, pitcher strikeouts. For release number 1, Wednesday, May 24th, Tampa Bay starting pitcher Shane McClanahan under 5.5 Ks plus 130. Shane McClanahan under 5.5 Ks plus 130. Let us know in the chat what you got, if it's moving, what book you're using. This is it. This is the sharp side of betting sometimes, Derek. It's not the prettiest. It's not betting these guys overs, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, it's not. I mean, that's the way most casual bettors will bet. Oh, I love McClanahan. He's so good. Let's bet his over. A lot of times, though, that creates value on the under because the books know that the public thinks that way. Obviously, McClanahan is great. This isn't a play about his talent. It's about the matchup. The matchup is he's facing the Toronto Blue Jays, one of the absolute best offenses in baseball. He's going to be facing probably 8 opposite-handed hitters. There's an extreme hitters umpire in this game. And as a member of the Rays, as good as he is, he doesn't have the same leash that other pitchers of his caliber do. On average, he's going to throw, the bat thinks his baseline is about 88 pitches. So this is not a guy who, if he gets into trouble, they're going to let him go, a full 3 times through the order against a great offense and throw 100 pitches. Like if he's scuffling a little bit, he's going to get pulled around 85 or 90. And so I like where we are on this number. Pinnacle, I think, was minus 103 when I looked. So, this is a good spot. Ooh, under 6.5, minus 160. That's not bad. Especially if we're looking more like 5.5, closer to even money. I think I'd prefer the 6.5 minus 160. But at plus 130, probably prefer the 5.5.
I wonder if Johan's talking about. I mean, I think the value between the two projection wise is similar, but I don't know if Johan mentions that was a number he picked up earlier in the day that I don't know
that's possible
is available anymore. Like you said, Plus, there's a familiarity factor that kind of goes to the Jays' favor. And they strike out the least. They have the lowest K percentage versus left-handed pitchers at 16.9% because they're so right-handed dominant. So
Yep.
under 5.5 Ks, going to be a sweat. We've talked about that before. Like, if it's going to be a win, there's probably a very good chance that it's going to be 5 Ks.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So enjoy the sweat. It's going to be a tough one. And just looking at subjective stuff, I know that obviously Tampa Bay got blown out last night. I think they did save their bullpen, so they should have some better arms available if things do scuffle. Jumping over to release number 2, we are at BetMGM. Some secondary books include Bet365, The Score, BetWin, DK, but maybe 10 to 15 points off. Game in question, Houston at Milwaukee. The prop market we're looking at, pitcher strikeouts. And this is still a go, right, Derek?
Yeah, let's do it.
If that number's there.
This is one that we've lost quite a bit of value on since this morning, but I think this number is still fine.
As producer Mick brings up his decimal odds, as the great Canadians love to use. Well, I'll get the release down and we'll figure this out. So
we definitely have the right number. I'm not doing that conversion in my head.
Right that's what I was going to get to. Don't worry. It's the right number.
Okay.
For release number 2, we are on Houston starting pitcher Brandon Bielak under 4.5 Ks minus 125. Bielak under 4.5 Ks minus 125. Let us know the other number. If you're at a different book, this is a number. This is the one that Derek said we did lose some value on. So, I mean, if you're looking, I believe some other books, maybe DK minus 135. I mean, if Derek was betting that, he's probably on the no, but this is threshold. He likes to play, but this is the threshold after losing some value.
Yeah. Minus 130 you could do. Once you start getting minus 135, minus 140.
And she gone as producer Mick. Yeah, screens the mouse across quickly, and she's gone. I'm like, oh wow, 3.5. It moved. No, he's gone.
Yeah.
So there you go. MGM took it down.
Yeah, minus 130, minus 135, maybe you're going to get some value. It's not as much as we had earlier today. I think it was like minus 105 or minus 110. It's fine. Milwaukee is a team. They're not a low strikeout team. I think they're 4th in the majors in strikeouts this year. That is probably too high given the lineup that they're running out right now. They're not as strikeout heavy as that number indicates. And I think that's where some of this value comes from. In addition to Bielak just being, 1, not that good of a pitcher, and 2, having a pretty short leash. So that's kind of what we're dealing with here. This isn't like an amazing value bet, but it's a good enough one.
If one thing this show's taught me many things. If one thing it's taught me is learning fringe baseball players, learning fringe pitchers, and Brandon Bielak is certainly one of them. I think he's 28 years old. He's been up and down. Maybe he's done like 3 or 4 stints. Solid 2.89 ERA, 1.77 whip. His left on base percentage is through the roof, 19 Ks, 8 walks through 19 innings. And that includes, I think, 9 strikeouts versus the A's. So we'll pump the brakes on the strikeout stuff from Bielak. White Sox, A's, Giants, Mariners, last 3 starts, 80, 88, 80, and 87 pitches. So the bat sees him as a 7.76 K per 9 pitcher. 50 walks, 19 home runs, over 113 MLB innings. That's a lovely FIP if you're doing the math there. So let's get Bielak under 4.5 as we see the market kind of come down. We got a minus 125 if you're lucky to get it at MGM. Still minus 130 at Bet365. Thank you very much, Evan, for those who couldn't get it at the other places that moved. I believe, DK moved to minus 150. Okay, let's get over to the interesting stuff. Release number 3. We've buried it with the other ones. Book-specific play. I've yet to bet it myself. I didn't want to affect the market. Not saying my bet will affect the market, but I just mean because it's such an inefficient market that I think any action could certainly do it. The game in question, Boston at LA, the Red Sox. at the Halos, a late one. The prop market we're looking at, hitter strikeouts, batter strikeouts. For release number 3, as producer Mick scans down the substantial list of DK offensive offerings. Yep, it's still there. So for release number 3, we are on Boston's Masataka Yoshida under 0.5 Ks plus 115.
Yep.
Yoshida under 0.5 Ks plus 115. You were going to jump in there, Derek?
Yeah, we had this at plus 120 earlier today. It's moved a little, but plus 115 is still very good. The bets projection for Yoshida is, let me just double check it, 0.43. So we're getting some good value on this. Essentially, what we're looking at is Yoshida is a very
gone. Yoshida is gone.
They pulled it. Wow. All right. So for those who got it, Yoshida is a very low strikeout hitter. He's facing Tyler Anderson, who's a very low strikeout pitcher. It's lefty-lefty, so I think that's probably why we were getting the plus odds on it. But Anderson is actually a reverse splits guy, so he strikes out fewer lefties than he does righties. And Yoshida bats lower in the order against lefties. He'll probably hit 5th or 6th as opposed to 2nd against righties. So probably lower plate appearance expectation. Essentially what we're getting is we're getting plus money on an under for a low strikeout hitter against a low strikeout pitcher. And it's good value. I really like it. Or it was good value.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at like yesterday, we had like a pinch hit risk guy, low strikeout guy at plus 200. Looking back on that, that's insane.
That was insane.
Yeah. But no, let us know if you did get it. I see Michael Kersey got it. Evan got it. Jamie got it. Elmelo 95 got it. Travis got it. A lot of guys got it. So you guys certainly move fast. If Milo is usually limited DK and got down on that without a limit and he hit that, well done to you, sir. Johan got it. I got mine in there as I was releasing it. That's the first time I've done it live on air, but that's what I was afraid of. Like it wasn't a monster bet, but like, look how fast they saw. We mentioned it yesterday. The trade, all of a sudden, we're getting some action in on this inefficient, not heavily betted market, and let's pull it. So, be interesting to see if DK keeps it OTB for the remainder of the day, or if they adjust it.
Yeah, I'm going to be curious to watch it.
Nice. Happy to see everybody got it there. But at the end of the day, I mean, some people were already limited there. Milo said he was limited, but wasn't limited on that play, which is interesting. These certainly are the types of plays that can get you flagged.
Yeah. So this projects to win about 58% of the time. The bat thinks the break even line should be closer to like minus 140. So, if it pops up, around even money again, I'd be fine to hit it. It's, this is a spot. This is just a fun market too. Like rooting for a guy just to make contact. That's all you're rooting for. You just want him to make contact. You don't care if he hits the ball well. You don't care what the fielders do with it. I don't know. I feel like these are fun.
Yeah, the sweat when you have pitcher unders on 2 strike counts is heavy, but when it's just one batter and 1 and 2, he's calling the timeout quick. You're like, just give me that 2 strike hack and just get it into play. Yeah.
That's what it was with Palacios last night in his last at bat. It was like a 1-2 count. And I'm like, just contact, just make contact with the ball. And he grounded out weakly or something. And then that was it.
All right, let's keep the train rolling. Release number 4. We are at Bet365. Some secondary books include DK, PointsBet, Caesars, Betway. I'd like to see the got it. You guys are fast. Like that was Derek probably had about 42 words said before it got locked. Game in question, Marlins versus Rockies. We are back to Coors Field. Home of Austin Gomber, who looked like a Cy Young pitcher last night. He throws 87. He throws 87 at Coors.
Crazy.
Yeah. Pitcher strikeouts is the market we're looking at here.
It moved a little, I think, but
Did it? Or substantially?
Hold on a second. That can't be. Is that? Oh my God.
Yeah. It just moved 35 points on us.
Well, I guess we're not doing that one. Yeah, we should have thrown that one earlier. Crap.
I didn't think it was moving 35 points in 5
No, I didn't either. I guess that one's out then.
Okay. We won't put it to
Let me look real
record.
quick to see if there's another book that has.
Exactly. So do you want to put it out? We won't put it on the record or anything, but to see if anyone can find a better price in the chat.
Yeah, you can do that. But it looks like every book has moved quite a bit. Even the ones that were close to it aren't there anymore now.
Okay, that makes sense. So the release was going to be Sandy Alcantara under 5.5 Ks. That was at -115, -115 at Bet 365. That number was there at 905 and somehow moved 35 points. So it got smashed somewhere, and Bet 365 was playing catch up. So when they play catch up, usually everybody else is kind of already caught up.
Yeah.
Someone says they will move it on spec. There was no speculation about the play before we went in there. They wouldn't move it 35 points, just us bringing up the idea of the game.
Yeah, I think the best now is that -135 MGM line that Evan mentions. At least that's the best that I see, which I don't like nearly as much as -115. So
-125 at the score, -125 somewhere else.
Yeah, that's not terrible.
Okay, but that's your threshold, probably on the other side of the threshold where you wouldn't be playing it.
Yeah, if you get it -125, I'm still good with that.
What's the what did you say was the projection for Sandy today?
Projection's 4.72, so about 3/4 of a strikeout under, which is something. But once you're starting to pay really heavy juice, you're sapping some value out of that.
Okay, so another interesting day on the Bad X Release show. That's as fluid as water in a cup, that's for sure. We started things off with Shane McClanahan under 5.5 Ks. We got that. That was great. We got our number there, +130. Then we jumped over to Belak under 4.5 Ks, -125. We saw that market fall. Then we had Yoshida under 0.5 hitter strikeouts, +115. That was available for a whopping 30 seconds before it went down, but it seems a lot of people got in on that, which is great. And then we saw a 35-point move to the under on Sandy Alcantara under 5.5 Ks, which pushed us off the play. But Derek says there is some value in the -125, but we're not going to call that a release. Like you said, probably it would have been nice to have that first, but that -115 was certainly gone. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Bad X Release show, free release show. I mean, you don't even have to bet it. Just come in and see what, I don't know, group betting does to the market and the influence that it has is if you've watched the last couple shows. I mean, people close numbers. BetMGM closed the under 4.5 immediately on BLAC. Yoshida's market was gone within 30 seconds of this group betting it. It's very interesting to watch, at least, like I said, preface it knowing that you can get flagged, you can lose accounts. That is the story of betting, especially when you get, hey, there you go. Got Sandy -110 because of the bet. It was showing great value early. Yeah. So do us a favor, hit the like, subscribe button. It helps us out a lot. It's the only thing we ask from you guys here, other than the great content you guys produce there in the chat. I'm off Friday, Niagara Falls for a ball tournament. So Andrew Cayley, Taco will be in. He'll be in hot seat here, and more releases for Friday. We'll see you back here Friday, 9:15 a.m.